Guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. You guys know that I love getting better at golf, and that takes us to this moment right now. We're driving to Orlando, Florida, to get a lesson from one of golf's top instructors. Okay, this guy has taught some of the best players, in the world, and I couldn't be more excited for this. Sean Foley, he created the Pro Sender, which you guys have seen that training aid, and you'll hear more about that throughout this video. But the reason we're going to Orlando is because at his home course, he just has all kind of gadgets and weight plate, all these things that are just gonna be able to show me more information about how to swing the golf club better, how to be more consistent, and I'm pumped about it. We got Rocco behind the camera, we got Johnny in the back.
I just woke up,
so hope you guys are ready for this. We unfortunately had to go to Starbucks this morning because we were rushing out the door because.
Tell them why, Tig.
Yeah, tell them why. So let's get into this, and we're going to Islesworth Country Club. I've never been there, so we'll see. But I think it's gonna be awesome. You guys are gonna get to learn a lot from this, as well as me, and probably all of us. So let's get into it. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do that. How about instead of subscribing, you guys share this video? Yeah, share this video on your Instagram. Let me know that you're watching it. Tag me on Instagram, something cool, and I'll reshare it. But yeah, let's get right into it. All right, guys, we have made it to Islesworth. This is where Sean teaches, and I could not be more excited to be here today. Sean, thanks for being here.
Thank you. Great to be with you, Micah.
Guys, if you don't know Sean Foley, he's a world-renowned golf coach, but he's much more than that. He's co-founder of the Pro Sender, which we're going to talk about that a little bit. But there's just so much more that is here, so much knowledge here, and I'm just excited to learn. I think that's what this is about for me, is learning and understanding more so that I can progress as a person, as a player. And everything else. So I'm excited for this, and yeah, let's jump right into it.
Let's do it. And the thing is, when you are having a lesson with someone, right? I have the player swings that I really like, and I have to force myself not to teach people that. Okay,
yeah.
It's like a really real thing. So we're going to use a TrackMan, because why wouldn't we? Right?
Yeah.
Why would you guess when you can measure? Right? Now, nothing we find is going to be alarming and not like we couldn't understand.
Yeah.
But if a cardiologist has been a doctor for 30 years, he's probably still going to do a scan. He probably knows what's wrong with your heart, but we just want to have, this whole channel is about your dream in pro golf, right? What can we do to shoot lower scores?
Yeah.
And I think that is a holistic question. That's not just my putting. That's not just my chipping.
Absolutely.
That's how can I go from being out of this world gifted to looking like a total hack in 2 hours? Where does that come from?
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
And that's normal.
Yeah.
And that's normal, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, we look at all these young guns who come on tour right now at 19 and 20, and we've never seen anything like this, right? But golf hasn't been hard yet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Golf hasn't been hard yet. So the idea of going out and just being free and just letting it go and playing free, your brain's not going to let you do that.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
That is very naive and cavalier and very surface level if you're looking at understanding human behavior, right? Just free it up.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm trying to have all this tension.
Yeah.
And I don't even know why I'm tense. But your brain's out there looking at the world, and it's picking up triggers, and those triggers are connected to old constructs of what you are and what you aren't. And this whole discussion's going on behind the scenes as you think you're visualizing the shot.
Right.
And what your brain's actually doing is, it's like, yeah, go ahead and try to visualize the shot, right? But your brain's actually looking into the past to access similar memories of this exact thing. And guess what? If it finds a really terrible one, what it's going to try and do is protect you.
Yeah.
And the problem is, by protecting you, that's where the tension comes from. It feels okay. And then you hit a shot that you haven't hit in 2 years. So one, we have to understand, I think, it used to be on the wall here, but Arnold Palmer, who they always said had an incredible attitude. But I'm not a huge believer. I'm a huge believer in posture, right? No one having the worst round of their life are standing on the tee like this, right? It's like,
Yeah.
right? Like I tell my players all the time, I do not want to know how under or over par you are from a drone.
Yeah.
Okay? After the round's over, you can break the locker or you can do 20 tiger fist pumps. Emotion's fine. You can't suppress emotion.
Yeah.
But emotion should be relevant to how important something is. So golf means everything to me, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay? My son matters, my wife matters, my parents matter, humanity matters, having love for people matters. I will be really emotional with those things.
Yeah.
But you're not going to see me emotional at a tournament.
Right.
Because that doesn't matter, but it means everything.
Yeah.
So by meaning everything, I'm very focused and curious and continuing to learn and trying to give my players the best information that can help them or give them the best look into themselves so they can help themselves. So these are these little incremental wisdoms that really help to kind of cement the foundation so you can go up.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna look at some wedges.
Yeah.
Right? Do you need to hit it further?
No.
No.
Definitely not.
Right? Did you hit it past Rory?
Yes.
Oh, geez. Did he like that?
No.
No, he didn't.
He hated it.
But I think he probably respected it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The problem is too is he couldn't go off the dude. You're 6'5" and I still hit it past you, right?
Yeah.
He's like, you look almost like me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I love him. Okay, so let's go ahead. What is this? 54. 54. All right, so let's start with a 54, and I want to see you hit it 50. And to everyone watching, never leave yourself 50 yards on a hole.
It's probably just short of 50, but.
All right, let's go 80.
Oh, that's short.
Now, do you feel when you hit these shots that it feels too cutty?
Yeah.
Like too wipey? Mm-hmm. Okay?
Yeah, I feel that a lot with a lot of my clubs.
Now, what if you get into like some real thatchy Bermuda lies? Does it get really steep and across it?
Yeah.
Like if you have to make contact? Okay? See, we've already seen like in the first 2 minutes what your next 6 months look like, bud.
Yeah.
All right, so come over here, Micah. So that was a more solid one, right?
Yeah.
So what you'll start to see, and look, some people, these numbers are just what you're doing. There's people could have these numbers and they're quite efficient with it.
Yeah.
There's not like the number you need to have.
Correct.
Okay? So there's a good way to get the path left and a bad way to get the path left. There's a good way to get the face square and there's there's not as good a way to get the face square.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So remember, all it's doing is telling us what happened at impact, but it's not telling us anymore. Right? So that's just the MRI. It's like, oh yeah, the ACL's torn.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm still gonna have to go for surgery now. That's all I use this for.
Yeah.
Okay? So the iffy ones, the face will get a little more open and the path will get more left. Right? So then at that point, what I would do is I would go back to using Sportsbox AI or video to just take a look at the turns and all the different aspects. All that I don't necessarily share with the person. Like the doctor who comes in to give someone a cancer diagnosis isn't going to speak about it to the person like they think about it.
Yeah.
Because the person would go, what does that even mean? Right?
Yeah.
So it's hard, you can't really teach someone or instruct someone if they don't understand you. Right?
Yeah.
So the thing I've always had to fight in my coaching is not trying to there's a difference between being smart and trying to sound smart.
Yeah.
Okay? And so that's something I'm always aware of. And even still, today I still do this
Yeah.
at 50. And I'll probably always do it, right? So just remember, like, doesn't matter where you're at and who you become, we're always gonna be a piece of who we were. As time goes on, it'll be less and less and less. And some of that, you wanna be who you were. And then some of it, it's like, okay, where did all this doubt that I could make it or do it start to come in? Because that baby's just been growing. That thing is literally at the pool bar in your brain having multiple coronas, right? Yeah. So if you can't put your finger on it, it's not like it doesn't grow, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so do me a favor now. What I'd like to see is, also the thing you'll notice is when you get too much that way, the launch.
It's higher.
Yeah.
Yeah. Higher spinner and short, I always miss short right.
And it might just not even be a spinny. It might just be higher in a launch angle.
Yeah.
Right? If I deliver too much loft, because really the key to hitting your driver as far as you do is how much transfer of energy you can put from the club head to the ball. So we measure that as a smash factor. right?
Yeah.
So smash factor is ball speed divided by club speed, right? So a high smash factor is 151.
Yeah.
Okay, tour average is around 148. Okay, because the driver is now moving 20 feet in an arc, and we're trying to hit it back to the same place it started.
Yeah.
I don't even know why people try to be good at this. The more I talk, I'm like, why are you trying to help people with this? You might be more crazy than them. So with a wedge and these shots, now that high floaty one to a front pin, I get it.
Yeah.
But for the most part, in my time on tour, the guy I've seen who's the best is Steve Stricker. Okay? And then when I watch Steve Stricker, I'm like, I think anyone can learn that. When I watch Phil Mickelson, I'm like, man, that's Phil.
Yeah.
That's his own creative gifts and how much he's worked at it, and right? So
Yeah.
I find that difficult to teach. But Steve Stricker looks like you could teach it to anybody, right? Now, Steve Stricker's not going to hit a driver and blow me away,
Yeah.
but it's still impressive. But the difference is that why is he not able to create so much speed? Because when I'm hitting at 85 yards, this is not about this is not about speed.
Right.
It's not about lag. It's not about any of that. You're very good at accelerating and then decelerating and then accelerating and decelerating the whole time the speed's moving into the club. Also, good background, good mobility, growing up in sports, strong and quick. I guarantee you run fast. I can guarantee you can jump.
Yeah.
So you have that ability to use tissue. So when you get to immense speeds like you have, it really is like it really is just a recipe of like 5 things you need to hit it far.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And the more able and elastic someone is. So you could look at you and Bryson at the same speed, or Cameron Champ. Some look like they're trying to hit it hard, and some look like they're just cruising.
Yeah.
Okay? So you have the ability to make tissue in separation phases through all the joints. You have all these slingshots throughout your body.
Yeah.
And you can feel that. Well, I don't need that at 80 yards. It's the last thing I need. Right?
Exactly.
I mean, I've watched Cameron Champ on multiple par 4s with wedge in, hit it 20 yards over the green.
Yeah.
He didn't mean to. He's just really, really fast. So he's going to be who he is. You're going to be who you are. So what can we do mechanically to ensure that that you almost can't do it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so all you guys who send it, when you get up to the top of your backswing, you're here. By the time you start to shift weight and rotate this left hip and femur, your hands are still there, and that's just this massive bow and arrow effect across the body. So how do we limit separation? Is a power move, okay? How hard we can pull down on an object is a power move. We're going to move away from all of that.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to look at it differently. Wedge play is not full swing.
Yeah.
It's a skill. Right? So there's little pieces to the puzzle. Okay?
Yeah. I love it.
So do me a favor now. Hit the next few, and I want to see you draw the ball.
Okay.
Like literally try and draw the ball.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's really it. That's tough for me.
I bet.
Bottom that one out a little bit.
I normally don't get people to do things that they already find easy, right?
Yeah.
Hey?
That was a little better.
So can I point something out to you, right?
Yep.
So the attack angle, which is the angle that the club is hitting the ball at, right? And it comes from a couple of things, but just for today, we'll just call it attack angle. Your launch angles are around, at the same distance, the first way, your launch angles were around 32 and your spin rates were around 6,500, okay? So that's not a lot of friction.
Yeah.
That's deflection. So if it's deflected, the thing about being able to, Tiger Woods told me a long time ago that the key, I always asked him, like, how are you so pin high? Like even more than my other players, right? So pin high. And he was like, well, the key is, and especially with wedges, is the flight you hit it on will help you hit it a certain distance, right? So it's hard to hit a flighted wedge 150
Yeah.
because I have to create more energy to do that. If I create more energy, I'm now moving up to more smash factor.
Yeah.
Smash factor is not friction, right?
Yeah.
So what I've seen like in pitching and 30 and 50 yard shots is a player's club head speed almost always is a 1-to-1 ratio to the ball speed. So if the club head speed's 60, the ball speed's 60.
Wow, okay.
And very rarely is the face open to the path on that. So look, in golf, we have the guys who say you want to chip shallow, the guys you want to chip steep. Look, people do it all kinds of different ways. But if you really looked over 20 years at the most effective ones, they're on the draw shallow side with not a lot of wrist angle.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas there hasn't been many great drivers of a golf ball who have a short backswing.
Yeah.
Because John Rahm is one, but John Rahm has to bow it and lay it off so much to get it into a position where he can speed it up again. So if John is short and he's on plane, he's going to be out here instantly.
Yeah.
Right? So he's a unicorn. But if you look at the great drivers over history, start with Bobby Jones, Jack Nicklaus, Dustin Johnson, Justin Rose, Adam Scott, Rory McIlroy, they're at least at parallel.
Yeah.
Okay? Because the driver is heavier in space and needs more time to line up. So the longer I have to put force into it to square it up, the better.
Yeah.
And believe me, they're really ripping the grip off the club. But then I listen to commentary say, look at how stable his club face is. If its club face is stable, it's moving about a millionth of an hour.
Yeah.
Right? Even Tiger's putter opened and closed at pretty high rates. How did he create speed into the ball? So telling people that they shouldn't use their hands is absolutely ridiculous. But it's always the discussion about Scotty Scheffler's feet. I want them to slow down what Scotty Scheffler's hands are doing, please, because the hands are connected to the club, and then the club is connected to the ball.
Yeah.
And his normally goes straight and draws a little and fades a little, right?
Yeah.
So the information you're putting into the club is putting information in the ball. A lot of it is coming from here all the way down to here. Okay? Drawing the ball now has brought your launch angle down to 28.5 and your spin rate up to 8,200. So that ball is going to have more spin and more control. Now we're not looking to spin it off the green.
Yeah.
But if you've been to pro tournaments, right? The ball comes in 1, 2, stops on 3.
Yeah.
So the landing angle has to be fairly like a plane. This is stopping a trajectory.
Yeah.
But this is flighting it. And in doing this also with your friend, with Grant, what we realized as we kept doing it, he was like, this can be an into the wind shot with a 7-iron.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, now you get into a heavy wind, you're going to do what you do well, which is to pull down on the golf club and generate speed, and then the ball's just going to go up and literally look like a parachute.
Yeah.
Right? So if it's windy, and his cameraman Josiah's giggling, I only have to
You've
see.
seen it a lot.
I only have to see your numbers too. So if us being successful for you as a player is based on playing in Palm Springs every single day with no wind, then we're good. But we're going to play in a lot of wind.
Yeah.
Right? So you might find that easier with longer clubs because you can hit down on it and hold it off and hit flighted drivers and things like that. This is just going to be, like people will say, my wedge game feels to me like it's a bit mental. It's not. It's all mechanics.
Yeah.
Just trying to draw it. We've already found low-hanging fruit that will help you.
Yeah.
Now, there's how you're drawing it. But I'm not going to add anything if someone starts to be efficient at something. Just the intent of, hey, Micah, do me a favor, just draw it.
Yeah.
And then what I'll do as the time goes on, I'll come in and then start to maybe give you some ideas on, hey, what if you did this? What if you tried this? So it's not like a point, it's a pure democracy. It's not me just going, you have to do this. You have to meditate.
Yeah.
That's non-negotiable. There are the non-negotiables I have with my players. And then everything else is negotiation, right?
Yeah.
So hit me some more of those draws. Call it 90 yards now. And the thing is, because there's so much loft, in trying to draw a wedge, it's not like you're going to hook it. It's got too much loft. Now, if you had the same feeling with a 3-iron right now,
Yeah.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, now that there at 92 yards was 29-degree launch at 8,600. So when people say, well, you do like certain launch angles and spin rates, I'm like, yeah, because they get closer,
Yeah.
right? I've never taught a guy to be 34-degree launch at 6,000 spin and we got better at strokes gained wedges. Like never, right?
Yeah.
Thing looks like a rainbow.
Yeah.
Okay, so set up again. Okay, now let's get a little taller. Okay? And then I want to see your hands from here just move up slightly. Okay? So now make the same swing, Micah, that you would make, just still trying to hit that little draw from that setup. Give me some feedback on the feeling of that. Oh, see, well, that ripped. So now that's gone 92 again, but launched at 27 at 10,000.
Whoa.
Right? You could feel it, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, it felt weak right.
Okay, cool. Well, the fact is, it is going to be a little bit right, okay? Because it wasn't coming back.
Yeah.
But you have the tendency to get where you'll be a little bit this way anyways, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's going to be it, right? So with the problem is with the driver, you don't really, because your intent is to hit it so far, you're going to do more to square it up, right? But when it gets to a wedge, it's like, how do we get to where we don't really have to use our hands as much?
Yeah.
Okay? But the first thing I would want to get knocked out is trajectory. Direction's a piece of cake with a wedge.
Yeah.
It's just all about trajectory, right? We want to figure out how not to cut down across it and wipe it and have it come out all kinds of.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, dude, you must get tired of hitting it 350 and then hitting it to 25 feet.
For sure.
Right. I have players like that.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, now here's what I want you to picture. I want you to feel like you're standing on ice.
Okay.
Okay? So if you just imagine right now, when you guys start hitting it far, right? We'll see if you hit drivers in the same place for 5 minutes, that ground is dug into.
Oh, 100%.
Okay?
Yeah.
And you come into here, foot's going this way. These are all these forces that are occurring. Now, for the viewers out there, the pro is not trying to do this, I promise you. Scotty Scheffler ain't really trying to do that. It's a function of what's happening, right?
Yeah.
Okay? So keeping your feet in the ground is not necessary.
Yeah.
Okay? For any sporting activity, right? So if I'm on ice and I get to here, I would slip out.
Yeah.
So that's what I want you to feel as you're doing this with the setup. I want you to feel like you're really light on your feet.
Okay.
Okay? And I think you can also see in the flight with the wind direction, right?
Yeah.
I've had my players at the British Open and the ball's just literally starting straight and going almost off the range. Like, how much of that you think is wind? And the flag, which is 5 times thicker, is sideways. And I'm like, probably you actually might have hooked it.
Yeah.
Okay? So I try to tell people, when you hit a shot, you know what good feels like and what bad feels like.
Yeah.
The problem with the ego is that when I hit it and it feels good and I look up and it's not doing what I want it to do, it all of a sudden becomes a bad shot. So we're not trying to go from 0 to 60 here. We're just playing around with ideas. The ice thing helps 20% of the people I say it to.
Yeah.
So I have these little things that are all in the same idea.
Yeah.
And then by the time we get done, right, we package that shit up, put a bow tie on it, and then you got to go to work.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Okay?
That felt pretty good.
Good. Now, I'm still going to say that you're doing that with a lot of ability and talent. We can make this way easier.
Yeah.
Right?
I can feel that. Like, it feels like it's.
And look, for kids, like, for watching this, you study for an exam, you get in the exam, and you lose all the information. Right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Right? This happens to soccer players, basketball players, golfers, dancers, right? Simone Biles, just one of the greatest athletes of all time. She did that one vault. She didn't know where she was in the air, and she said, I'm out of the Olympics.
Yeah.
Because she knew. She was like, that's not normal. And I'd probably kill myself if I keep trying this.
Yeah.
So people say, well, how could that happen to Simone Biles? Because she's a human being.
Yeah.
I mean, she's an ordinary person who does extraordinary things, but she's still a person.
Yeah.
So that stuff just built up. And then all of a sudden it was like, when you push down how you feel for too long, I have this like analogy that there's a trampoline in the soul and it just bounces straight up to the forefront. So one of the things that you do really well is when you look at your full swing, before you go to hit it, you'll always go this way. Okay? And you go down. All right?
Yep.
And it's not right or wrong. None of this is right or wrong. Okay? But that is you basically getting the Lambo revved up and ready to go to max velocity.
Yeah.
Okay? So you could feel even from up here, when you take it back, how you kind of want to
Yeah.
do something. That's great for power. Okay? And not necessary for power, but I will see that.
Yeah.
Right? So now my wedge play is going to be a function of not being able to keep going aggressively, but more timing. Right? And there's always going to be timing. There's timing when you sit down in your car seat. But we're trying to minimize how much timing we need. The path that club is coming in today's world, they would say it's what? Shallow, right?
Yeah.
There's more to life than steep and shallow, people. Just want to let you know that. You see how it drops?
Down and back,
and keeps dropping, right? Like I might as well be with Cameron Champ right now.
Yeah.
Right? I'm just going to send you Cam's videos of me talking to him, okay? And then as you can see through here, you can see a lot of takeover rate.
Yeah.
Okay? So see how your body kind of stalls
Yep.
and then your hands go through, okay?
Yeah.
So I've never met anybody who hits it long who doesn't do that well.
Yeah.
Okay? So the golf club's not overly heavy, right? So is deadlifting important? Yes. Is deadlifting 500 pounds important? Probably not.
Yeah.
Maybe if you're in the NFL, right? So when all of this is happening, that is producing speed, okay?
Yeah.
So I don't mind doing that in a bunker because I'm trying to hit it flat with a lot of loft and deflect the speed so the ball just comes out short,
Yeah.
right? But for example, if I was to make a no hands, what feels like no hands, right? A no hand swing, that is about literally as far as I can hit it,
Yeah.
okay? Okay? This is paramount for everybody. After 30 years of doing it right and doing it wrong, this is a skill that I would want everyone trying to hit wedges. This type, it's not really a drill, it turns into a shot, but it's just a skill set that I want you to have. It'd be the equivalent of a linebacker bench pressing.
Yeah.
He's not gonna bench press the running back,
Yeah.
but overall this movement is going to be potentially helpful in his success as a linebacker.
Yeah.
But he's never going to be thinking, okay, bench now. So why did they bench? Because they're going to have to use their pecs and their shoulders and their core, right? So this is kind of like that. So it's going to be, if I was going to hit TrackMan numbers right now and go from here to here, you'll start to see that these balls will pool in the exact same area. I haven't practiced in 10 years.
Yeah.
So if I can do this at a decent level and I don't practice, then I'm able to do it, one, because I understand it, and it's not overly difficult to do, okay? One-legged squat, impossible for me,
Yeah.
okay? So I'm gonna get to a one-legged squat, but that might be a year from now,
Yeah.
right? Now I'm gonna try and be consistent this way. Like, look at how far left that's gone,
Right.
right? So I'm just adding variability, right? And so with what we did with Pro Sender, Micah, everything that we did with the right wrist was we got the cradle, and when David designed it, at 51 degrees, because that's the average right wrist position of a PGA Tour player. Then if you notice when you went on it, you could feel how much you did this,
Yeah.
right?
For sure. Yeah, mess with me.
So before Grant said to you, hey, this is how it works, you're like, man, this thing is digging into my wrist,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Fine, it's not good or bad, right? It's good for something.
Yeah.
But if I have too much of this for too long, I am going to cut across it and wipe everything.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm taking this steepness with this open, with moving the path left too much. Okay, so when you look at it and it's built, this is ulnar. Okay, so throwing a football,
Yeah.
I'm going here, right? Fishing,
Yeah.
right? So we've been told for years about lagging it. But really it's not about that. It's about getting it in the movement that I can then speed up what's on the outside.
Yeah.
So if I just stayed in lag, I wouldn't be able to throw it that way.
Right.
Okay, if I just threw it, it would go up. So there's got to be a combination of these movements. All right?
Yeah.
The other thing that we noticed is when we built it, PGA Tour players have way less right elbow bend than amateur golfers. So amateurs get this angle here and this elbow here.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna try something with you, okay? And you have world-class skills, so I will show you how difficult this is.
Okay.
Okay, so set up for me. So just make a backswing, like a 3/4 backswing. All right, now I'm gonna do this, there, and I'm gonna get your elbow more bent. Right elbow, yeah. Okay, you can straighten that if you want. The funny thing is the left elbow should have flex. It's the right arm we've always needed to keep longer. So how's that for golf coaching, right? We just completely f***ed up. There you go. There. Okay, now look down at the ball and just give it a hit.
You want me to hit this?
Yeah.
Heads up, Jacob.
All right. You said you want me to hit this.
Yeah.
Okay? Because your brain was like, what am I going to do from here? I have
Right.
no chance. That's everyone on a public driving range right there.
Yeah.
Right? So when we designed it, people are like, well, you just designed it for the wrist. And I'm like, well, it's bigger than that. That's club face. What do amateurs normally do? Hook it or slice it?
Slice.
Because their face is what?
Open.
Okay, what do good players normally do? Hook
Maybe
it.
go left, yeah.
Because their face is what?
Close.
Right. The difference between a pro and an amateur is the rate they close the face at. So we get this idea about being connected. How many times you hear that word?
Right, a lot.
A lot, right? Connected. How am I doing connected? Like Tom Brady, how's he doing connected?
Right.
They're here. Okay, that's how
Yeah.
the shoulder's supposed to work, right? So when you went to there the first time on video, you just went,
Yeah.
because you have to slow down so you can speed up.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm gonna put you in a different place.
Okay.
Okay? What would happen if you just turn the pelvis a little more? There you go. Okay, now get your hands over to me. Okay, so we're in that position. Now look down at the ball and go ahead and hit it. How much more chance do you have from there?
A lot.
Did that feel really free with the movement through it?
Yeah.
Did you feel the rotation? Right?
Yeah.
So look, you have to, all this stuff about getting open and rotating, you have to earn the right to rotate. Okay, so
Yeah.
if you come here, look, at the end of the day, the physiologists that I work with in different sports all talk about counter rotation. So what makes you, Cam, and Rory so long is that when you get to here, above your diaphragm, your chest stays this way as your lower body clears.
Yeah.
It's counter rotation. It's not rotation.
Yeah.
Right? Most of the people watching this slice it. Why would you want to get more open if your path already goes left?
Yeah.
Pelvis is path. So if you're one of those guys who can be like this, then you better be coming from here because those two will turn into that.
Yeah.
So think about Scotty Scheffler. And I know people can't get their head over what his feet do.
Yeah.
Okay? But remember, the feet have something that's called a ground reaction force, right? So it's a reactive force.
Yeah.
Scotty's not going on the range and going, oh, I need my foot to go back here more.
Yeah.
Okay? Scotty gets to the top. He tilts a little bit. He's got a little slide. He tilts a little bit this way. Then as he starts down, he's very neutral with his wrist angles. Okay? As he starts down with a little rotation, he goes there. So if he keeps getting open, where's he coming from?
Way outside.
So Scotty gets to here, he gets up to here, he comes down, he's a little over it, and now he slides his body forward as long as he can to get the club to land from the inside.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he's doing. Would I teach it to people? No. If someone came to me hitting it like Scotty Scheffler, there would be nothing I did.
Yeah.
There's no chance at some point that Scotty as a teenager didn't say, my friends are making fun of my feet.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm gonna keep my feet in the ground.
Yeah.
And then he kept his feet in the ground, was like, oh, I'm terrible.
Yeah.
Because what it did is this whole body movement here is allowing him to be in this position. If you look at Scotty, his practice swings, it looks like he takes impact and takes it back through and back through. Right, the greats are leaving clues. Okay, so I want you to allow kind of pretty much from the middle of your quad up to your obliques, I want you just to let kind of everything, turn freely.
Okay.
All right, and then stop for me. Okay, now hands over to me. There, now I'm gonna just twist this a little bit. There you go. Okay, now take that through. Okay, so you added some throw. The goal of this is going to be getting to where we go here, and this triangle that we create at setup, we're going to have minimal changes to it. Do you see how big this follow through is?
Yeah.
So I'm using my legs and my body to keep it moving. That allows me to keep the club on the same radius, but none of this is powerful. So when people say, speed your hips up to hit the ball further, your hips aren't holding on to the club. It's just not how it happens. So this is the connection sphere, all right? And so this kind of goes back to really old days when I was growing up as a kid, and I always had Nerf balls between here because in 5 lessons, Ben Hogan said your elbows should always stay the same distance apart during the swing. Okay? They're not going to.
Yeah.
He's talking about a feeling, right?
Yeah.
So the illustration was rope tied around his forearms.
Yeah.
Okay? So we've seen these for years. So what you'll do is put it right or left. All right, so there it is on it. Okay. Now we're just going to make some practice swings. So do you feel the pressure on it?
Yeah.
Okay. So just give it like a baby squeeze. Okay. When you're hitting driver, I guarantee you smush that thing. Yes. Did you see that?
Yeah.
You're pretty good at that. How's your pecs? You got good pecs? I think you have good pecs. All right. So put just a little pressure into it. Okay. Now make a backswing and a follow through where you feel like you're using your arms and your body. Okay. Okay. Not bad. That was decent.
That feels like I'm coming unraveled.
Okay, now here's what I want, a little more in the follow through. I want you to follow through like you are not going to hit me.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, you feel that glute? Okay?
Yeah.
Good deal. Do it again. Okay, and again. Okay, so now let's hit a few with that there. Yeah, let's hit it 30 yards. Just try and make a full motion. Okay, there we go. Look, your hands are already educated. Like people who are really good hitters, their hands already know what to do.
Yeah.
But remember, they generate a lot of speed.
Yeah.
Okay, so the difference in the full swing is we know if we put you on a swing catalyst, you create a lot of vertical force in your left foot. Okay?
Yeah.
So that helps us stand up.
Yeah.
But dude, if we're skating on ice,
You do that and you're gonna.
so here's what I want you to mimic. So go behind me. Okay? So set up there. And from there, I want to see as you take that triangle back, I want you to get taller as you turn.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
You mimic it? Yeah, mimic it. So we're here, taller as you turn, okay? And then in the follow through, I'm taller as I turn. See, so I have to use more of my own intent to get taller because I'm not going to make a force that's going to help me get taller.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
So the problem is like, if you go back here, the other thing we hear all the time, stay in your posture, right?
Yeah.
Here I'm going to stay in my posture.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that was actually, maybe I should try that next time. That was pretty good. There, I'm in my posture.
Right.
Okay, so I've got to make sure if I stay in my posture that my arms stay short. That doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's too difficult. So I want to be able to feel from here that basically I'm in this position and as I'm turning through, I'm just doing a deadlift. I'm just standing up because then that allows, the key to contact with a wedge is that I have a consistent radius. So if the radius is changing a lot, contact becomes more tricky.
Yeah.
So I'm getting taller as I turn. I want my arms extended. So I want to keep my hands the same distance away from my body the whole time. Okay, when they come in, it'll add force and I'll start to get open.
Yeah, I feel like even I see that because I video my swing a lot and I see that so much of just this happening.
Yeah, hey, but I'll buy it from you. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a good problem.
Yeah.
This is like when you win the lottery and you got to pay tax on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So set up for me. Okay, so yes, exactly. Now I want you to feel like you're getting taller as you're making your backswing and turning. Okay? You already must feel way less powerful.
Yeah.
Okay.
That feels very vulnerable.
That's great. That's the perfect place, right?
Yeah.
Now stay tall as you move that triangle through on this side. Okay, good. Again. All right, now, do you see this here? Let's get it to where it's there. This is a bit held onto.
Okay.
All right. So if you take that, you feel that?
Yeah.
If you take that back down, there's your wipe across.
Wow. Okay.
Make sense?
Yep.
If right now, if this is a bucket of water and we need to catch rain, I need it like that. If you go to do the hold one again,
Yeah.
the water's tipping out.
Exactly.
So here's what I need. Bucket of water in my arms. I can catch rain on this side and I can catch rain on this side. Okay?
Yeah.
This is ultimately this is a giant putting stroke.
Yeah.
Okay, just hit a few like that. Okay, and this is not right now. We're trying to learn, and then we can measure the performance at a different date. This is just really about let's get you used to doing this. And the word vulnerable I like. Okay, just hit it 50 yards, dude. It doesn't. There we go. And again. Just make the same action. Getting tall as you turn, staying tall on both sides. Stay there. Okay, now right there. Now fix the arms. There you go. Okay, so this is how you look at setup. Here's your setup, right? I basically want you to stay in your setup as you're getting taller as you turn.
And then when it's over here, what is that? What is the cause of that? Is it because there was a little too much of this and this caught up, or what?
No. I think look, if it's over there, it's probably because of it.
Okay.
Right? So if my hands are over here, it's probably because of my hands, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I could go like this and still have my hands over here.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
There we go. Stay there again. Okay, arms out. Just extend them out for me. There we go. Now, did you see that there?
Yeah.
That's going to be even more flighted.
Okay. Still up there, needs to be here.
No. Oh, dude, still. Yeah, the guy gets on the treadmill and he's like, all right, man, I was on the treadmill for an hour. I'm still 400 pounds. It's like, yeah, that's right. Okay? That's called Ozempic. Unfortunately, I don't have golf Ozempic.
Yeah.
Okay? So there's that face is where?
Open.
There you go. Do you see the feedback you can get there now?
Yeah. Yeah, I can feel it too here.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so back up above the ball again. All right, so let's, but just hover it above the ball. We're gonna do a practice swing. Okay, now think about that triangle staying constant, so you gotta use your turn as you get taller. Why get taller? It's easier to turn when we get taller, okay? All right, now that's gonna come back down into the impact. So what is gonna happen through this point if I'm gonna still catch raindrops? There you go. Like, dude, honestly, say you were on tour right now, we do this for 6 hours, man. You want to scream by the end, right?
Yeah.
Eric Van Rooyen called me sadistic because I put the Pro Sender on and made him try to hit fades from a draw downswing, and he was losing his mind. And then as soon as we took all the stuff off and hit balls, it was glorious, right?
Yeah.
So now, the Pro Sender with the feedback for you is going to be, as a good drill in helping you with this, is that we're not going to feel like we increase pressure onto that radial point. Okay? Okay, so hinge it, like really over hinge it in the backswing. Like what we don't want, right? You feel how it limits you?
I can't go any farther, but I would typically be,
You know what you do, right?
Yeah.
So the thing is, when you would go typically more, you're opening the face.
Yeah.
Okay? You're super gifted, so you can square the face. But like, why be gifted? Like, why not just...
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So here's what I want you to do, right? I want you to make some practice swings. Now, there's people who have bought the Pro Sender, right? And it's really been a fairy tale because we've sold over 50,000 of these, all right?
Wow.
It's trying to get them to learn how to go this way, okay? So go to where you feel it, limit that wrist angle, okay? Now, I don't want you to increase the pressure in it as we go into the follow through. Okay, now that would still be held on, right?
Yeah. So I gotta release it.
It's got to come off.
Yeah.
Right? So if you take it back there, now here's the beauty, right? From down the line, you can see we want to get the center of mass behind the hands, right? You ever water ski?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so here we are water skiing, right? This is the physics for everybody out there. This is the physics behind shallowing a golf club, okay? Which the word is just not necessary.
Yeah.
Okay? So stand over here for me, Micah. So when I go water skiing, I get on the back of the boat's going 50, I'm going 50, okay? Now, if the boat goes on a big turn, I still stay in between the wake. Now, if the boat slows down and turns quickly, where am I going? Outside the wake. Because I have to get in a position to get pulled again.
Yeah.
just in this atmosphere, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, you could be the strongest, most incredible water skier ever. If they do that, you can't stay in the wake.
Yeah.
All right? So that's why the idea of being on plane is so flawed. Because if I go up and down, and I'm not saying, I'm not blanketing plane, but the way it was taught in the textbook was we want the club to go up and down on the same line. All right? If you look at a lot of the great players, when they get up to the top, where does the club go? Okay? It's the mass of the club is getting behind the path of the hands. So people would say you have a flat plane. It's not really that. The hand path is inside. That's great for some people, not as great for other people.
Yeah.
Okay? In your case, will that make you from here cut across it more? It could do.
Yeah.
Okay? Could do. So when you see the club in there start to get behind the hands, that's the boat and the skier going 50. Okay? Now, as the hands get down to the hip, that's when they start to decelerate. As soon as they start decelerating, the club starts to accelerate. Now, what else happens with the hands?
They come, well, like, they go out.
They go out, they go around.
Yeah.
That's the boat. And that's why when you see someone like Sergio, who looks like he's stuck, all of a sudden that thing is flying in front of him.
Yeah.
It's the same mechanics, right? So the more I do this, the more likely I'm going to be here.
Yeah.
And then I have to fix it that way. Yeah, how about you blow people's brains away when you tell them that casting is actually not a bad thing? So just your right hand only. Okay, so show me that 3/4 backswing. Okay, now in the next one, let's do it again, but just help yourself with a little bit of body turn. Get taller as you turn. Feel how there's less tension?
Yeah.
Do you feel how this doesn't feel as stretched?
Yeah.
Okay, remember that stretch is not what you already do that excellent.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so up to there again. Okay, now from here, reach for me with that hand. So just reach for me. Okay, now that arm would be coming down in space. Now, do you feel where that club head is?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you feel like you need to do with your body to get that club back in front of you?
Slow down.
Okay, so here we are here. Now, from this point, how are you going to take the club through? If the hand's kind of out of business, we're going to use the arm and the body. So keep coming through to me, keep coming through. That's when there's the stalling. So we want this, but we want this. Here, arms coming this way.
Okay.
Body's moving through. So it's the same kind of feeling that we had previously. So this is in this shot 125. What I want this to do is what Cam likes about it is he can feel when he goes this way too hard.
Yeah.
The thing is that move is a pull. All the powerful players are really good at pulling now. We just don't want to pull now. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
Why do you think you're jumping out of the ground?
Right.
Because you're pulling what? Up.
Yeah.
Pretend the ball's in and we're using the pro center with this here. So just hit me some of those little 125 draws. So once again, Micah, it's more feedback. It's more feedback.
Yeah.
And that's the key. And the thing is, if I had you to use one in your practice, I would have you use the ball over that because your wrist angles are already really, really good.
Yeah.
Right? But as the feedback would be to you is you could feel when you jam into it. So once you put pressure on it, you want to feel in practice that pressure stays the same, and then from there you're releasing it all. Okay?
Yeah. And the pressure is the pressure off of it by the time I'm
Oh,
at
for
impact.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So if the pressure's still on an impact, I'm probably still open.
Yeah, how I would practice is it would be like just the feeling for you of, okay, I get it into the cradle, the face won't be as open. Okay, that's going to be great for full swing. So you get full shots with that.
Yeah.
Okay? Then it would be on it, and then I would just hit my shot. So if I was still on it here, yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
But it would come out
Yeah.
super low. Yep, little draws, right? Arms and body. Nice. I'm always going to like anything that is going to allow the club to stay behind the hands. Because if they stay behind the hands, I have all the incentive now to use everything I can to come into impact rather than being here, Micah, and then, right? No one saw that? He probably edited it.
Yeah.
But someone calls that a shank, and I call that learning.
Yeah.
Right? That was, That was, you know what you've been doing, and then that was you just instantly thinking about what you were trying to do.
Yeah.
Right? So I call that learning. It doesn't make you an idiot. Yeah, lovely, bud. Can you feel a contact?
Yeah.
You're not so down on it, not so across
Yeah.
it. Okay, now go ahead and just hit me some full 7 irons. Okay, give me some of those, and I want to see like a slightly starting right draws. Okay, everything the same, just a little more intent on the shape. Okay, so did you see this shot in the wind?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, what do you feel about the hand path there? A little across it?
Yeah. Well, it felt flippy.
Perfect. Oh, man, that was really good. Yes, dude. Yeah, oh, fantastic, dude. Did your finish feel different?
Yeah.
Like the balance?
Yeah. Much different. Much more like to my front side,
Yeah.
and not as like. Sometimes I think I get stuck on my back foot a lot.
Did we talk about weight shift?
No.
Did we talk about moving your pressure left?
No. Not at all.
That's why it's called a ground reaction force. Take it to the top now again. Now really do that pull down laggy move. Of course you're going to be on your right side. So would I. That would be a feeling for me that would really help me.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm good at this one I'm getting you to do. But if I need to hit it further, I need to be able to do that. I mean, if you think about pitchers, right? In golf, we say get to your left side. Okay? Pitchers go up in the mound. Then they almost go into a one-legged squat, and they're in their right leg forever as they're pushing off the mound. So here's a good question for you. Am I trying to get to my left side as a golfer, or am I actually trying to get off of my right side?
For me, I'm trying to get off of my right side.
This is it, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's make some swings where you're trying to get to your left side. You feel a little stuck?
Yeah, very much.
Okay.
Feels way back here.
Yeah. So your left foot comes out of the ground with your driver because you're pushing into the front of your foot so hard that with the extension phase in the muscles, the foot comes out, right?
Yeah.
So now I want you to feel like you get into that right side, nice turn, and then get off of your right side and tell me what you think is going to help you more as a feel, right?
Like get off my right side by pushing off my right side, or just?
Look, here's me. I'm in my right side. Now I'm in my left side.
Okay.
Right? So human beings walk, so we should not have an issue with shifting weight.
Yeah.
Okay?
So just thinking about getting off my right side.
Yeah, just, we just try to get to the left.
Yeah.
Now build it up and then try and feel like you get off the right side. Does that feel more free in rotation?
Yes.
Okay. So that's kind of it. Like that the pitcher looks like he's doing all this with his left leg. I'm not saying it's not important. He's trying to create a big distance between his foot and his pinky because that's going to create a stretch.
Yeah.
Right? But pitchers throw hard because they have great arms. Not because they have great hips.
Yeah.
Good, man.
See, that was weird.
What's that?
That felt like I hit it like right next to the hosel.
But the good thing you didn't.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you've been living out on that toe anyways, haven't you?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, nice and neutral, high draws, high soft draws. But yeah, I guarantee you can live out on that toe, right?
Yeah.
There's your two-way with the driver.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's bad. I have PTSD with that club.
Yeah, well, hey, look, man, I mean, I've been in the business of, I've had many guys who had real struggles with their driver, and we've made them, over a couple of years, we've made them a complete weapon. And it's just time and understanding.
Yeah.
So the understanding is the first piece of the puzzle, and then the time to put into it is the other piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
Right?
Guys, this has been absolutely unbelievable. I guarantee you that is as much information as there is in this video for me that I'm going to take and apply to my game and get better. I guarantee you there's things that you guys can take as well. And I mean, I just want to thank Sean for taking this
my pleasure.
time to do this.
Thanks for having me.
To be able to connect with you and learn from you, this is incredible. So,
well, I think like with what you guys are doing at YouTube, it's been really fascinating for me. I'm 50, so my last year of university was the first year of the internet.
Yeah.
Right? So pretty much after university, the next thing I did was just stood on the range for the next 30 years.
Yeah.
The key to success is that as you fail over and over, you continue to be enthusiastic about what you're doing. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, you feel, you trunk slam, lick your wounds, and then the next day you're like, all right, let's go back to the golf course. Let's go beat our heads in.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just part of it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, in order for you to build muscle, you have to technically tear it so it grows. Mm-hmm. But you have to go through it to get to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right?
That's good.
That's anything. You got to go through it to get to it. So I think as people are learning to play golf and trying to get better, there's solutions. Mm-hmm. It's just not always on, it's just not always going to be on Instagram. So when you look at what you are doing and Grant and Rick Shields, you guys are bringing more people into the game than the PGA of America and the USGA combined. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right? And so for me, as I see in my career as a coach, it was like the coolest thing for my son's friends to realize that I was coaching Grant Horvat and Micah Morris. They were like, whoa, that's cool. And then I said to them, Justin Rose, and my friends, the kid goes, who's that? He just was in contention for the 20th year in a major, right?
Yeah.
So, but this is it. There's room in golf for everything.
Yeah.
And golf has standardly been elite. So the more we can bridge out and create a bunch of different subsidiaries off of one river, the better that is for golf.
Yeah.
And think of what golf's meant to you.
For sure.
So you sharing your journey with all these people, guess what? This isn't easy.
Yeah.
And what you're asking to do is to play at the highest level. Mm-hmm. There's only 125 of them.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make you a failure because you're 190th.
Right.
Or 2000th. I mean, if you're 1,000th in the world in golf, you're the best player that anyone's seen so far.
Yeah.
Like I said, most of our problems in a first world country like America are good problems.
Yeah, for sure. Sean, thank you so much. Guys, all of his socials will be linked in the description as well as the Pro Sender, which is the device we used, and it's something that I'm definitely going to be using more of. So shout out to you guys. Thanks for watching the videos. Thanks for subscribing. It means the world to me, and it allows me and us to do things like this, which is pretty special. So we'll see you guys in the next video. Sean, thank you again, man.
All right.
See you guys.